welcome back to another episode on Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm your host, SurroundMan1, and this is going to be a bonus for today because of one particular reason. There is a special event going on Animal Crossing Universe. I am going to be showing you what that event is going to be. And it's actually happening until the end of this month. So, without further ado, I am going to say what it is. International Museum Day. So, that is what's happening for the rest of this month. And I'm going to take care of this later, right here. I'm going to take care of that. So, International Museum Day is actually quite something that is only for museums to celebrate for the items that has been donated to the museums and also with the history as well. So of the item that has been donated. So that is basically what an international museum is basically learning about the history of the item along while it's in the museum by itself. So that's kind of giving you a clue here. But that's not the case here in Animal Crossing. International Museum Day in Animal Crossing is actually doing the 4 areas. And to get started on this museum day, that you would have to talk to Blathers firsthand. And then, in order for you to participate, you need to talk to Blathers, and he will tell you all about how to work with the stamps. Okay? I did some stamps yesterday, and I got some items as well. But it goes on until the end of this month, so I'll be doing quite a bit of this event until it ends, which will be a complete surprise when you don't see this Animal Crossing on my channel after the event has ended. But you get a mementos, which I won't spoil what they are until we complete 4 cards of 3 stamps each. So naturally, you're getting 12 stamps. Okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this started, shall we? So we're going to go ahead and go to the art exhibit for starters. Okay? We're going to go in here. And the reason I am doing this special event is to commemorate the International Day of the Museum. So, first up, we got this stamp, which is the sculpture exhibit. Okay? And what happens here is that you're going to get a card like this. And you have to actually gather the stamps from each area to find out where they're at. Okay? The next one over here, Baroque Gallery, art in the 17th century, okay? So that's that stamp right there, alright? Now, let's go ahead and move on to right here. Art from the West, 18th and 19th centuries, okay? So now this card is 100% done, but we are going to wait to get the approval from Blathers once we complete the other 3 cards of 3 stamps each. Okay? So next, we're going to go to the bugs next. And I'm going to save the fossils last. Okay? We're going to go to the bugs next. Okay? Now, keep in mind, the bugs and the fish are 2 big areas. So, finding the actual stamp stations are kind of a little tricky situation. Yesterday there was a stamp collection right here yesterday, so you'll be looking for that on a particular day. So when that happens, you'll be getting a stamp there. So now there's a stamp station right here. So now keep in mind, the stamp stations will be moved into new locations depending on the day. So you have to keep in mind where to look. So you always have to know where they're going to stand. But if you collect them in all the exhibits, then it's kind of pointless to keep going. But it's still a money ringer. So keep this in mind. Okay, now we have the Coconut Corner. Okay, and then we've got the lab and we've got the Dragonfly Bridge. And that is right here. Dragonfly Bridge right here. And there it is. Alright, moving on. Now the lab, is, as it's saying, is back here. Okay? And then what's going to happen is that once you collect this stamp, you will get this card complete. But keep in mind, your stamp collection will be different than mine once you actually get this done. Okay? So you may have different stamp collections here, but you'll be following along just to make sure you're doing this right. So look out for those stamps stations to give you a better idea of what you're looking for. So when you get the first stamp, look at the other two that you need to look for. So depending on where they're at, you have to kind of pay attention to some of the exhibits. Sometimes the exhibits do tend to tell a lot what the exhibit says about, versus then you going there and going, oh, I'm not in any exhibit. Well, you just sometimes realize you're not knowing that you are in a particular exhibit then versus then not. So keep in mind. So one of my stamps was right here yesterday, and another stamp was right here yesterday as well. So now, as you know, my other third stamp in the fish exhibit was in the ICC in the back, not here. Okay, so let's see what kind of stamps we'll be collecting today. So the deep, oh boy, that's one big ocean. Of course, the deep, the Abias, and the coast. Okay. I wonder what the Abias is, and or the coast. So let's see here. What is this? The Abias. Sweet. As you can see, I have been collecting a lot of deep sea creatures and a lot of fish and things like that. So I will be trying to get this 100% done, so then that way I don't have to worry about finding fish and that sort. So the coast is somewhere else. So let's get this going, eh? Alright, so going in here we go. And, the coast is right here. The coast. Must not let fish know I'm craving sushi. I hate sushi, by the way. I've tried it once. Ugh. Didn't taste right to me. Okay. Now I've collected all the fish stamps right there. Now next is the fossil exhibit. Now let me show you where the ICC stamp station will be. This little tube right here, it'll be standing right here. Okay? But each day will be different. So it's not going to be the same locations every time. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, well, alright. Alright. There we go. Alright. Fossil exhibit. Here we come. Alright, so there is 2 stamps here. This one over here on the right is the one I did yesterday. And the one on the left is brand new to me as of today. But I have countered it before. Now these guys have some backbone. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to go over here and see what this one is. And it's the mollusks and arthropods. No backbone, but still tough, I bet. Boop. There it is. Alright. Now, we're going to go right through here. And the aquatics is right here. Aquatic reptiles. They should call this display Not Dinosaurs, Chapter 1. Funny. Alright. I've collected all stamps, 12 of them, in 4 cards. Now, to get the approval from Blathers himself, and each stamp collection you make that you've completed, you'll be getting a memento based off on the exhibit area. And I mean exhibit area, I mean the entire area that you were just at. So, alright, so first off, we have the fish exhibit. So now he's going to give us something that is based off on the fish. And then he's going to be talking just for a bit, and the memento he's going to give you is going to be fish plaque. Okay? Next up is going to be the bug exhibit. His bane of all existence of bugs. He hates bugs, by the way. So, he's going to give you a bug plaque as well on top of that. Now, for the fossil exhibit is next. And he's going to give you like a plethora of talking here, so we're going to kind of speed it up just a tad bit. And he's going to give you a fossil plaque. Okay? Last but not least is the art exhibit. So, and once you have done the art exhibit done, then you'll be getting another plethora of him talking quite a bit. But then you're going to get the art plaque on top of that. Now, once you have completed 4 cards of 3 stamps each, which is 4 times 3, by the way, is 12. So there will be 12 stamps for you to collect in the entire museum. But you'll be able to do this every day until May 31st, which is the last day of the month. So you'll be doing this event every day until the end of the month, which is a little bit of a money ringer, because if you don't want to use these plaques in any way in your own house in the game, then it's good to have it cataloged, and so then that way you could use them in the Paradise Islands if you needed to. So then that way some of the vacationers would like to see those in their vacation homes. But the point I'm getting at is that it's kind of tough to do when it's not really ready to go and cataloged. So, now I'm going to show you the actual plaques here. I'm not going to place them. I'm going to show you them here. Okay, we're going to go to the items. We're going to go to the hanging items. The art plaque is as follows right there. Okay. Next up, we have the bug plaque. Now, the plaques that you see that you're receiving is the actual plaque that you see in the museum above each door or entrance. The bug plaque is going to be on your left when you enter the museum. The art plaque is up the stairs in the back of the doorway in the back. Above the doorway, I should say. Next we have the fish plaque, which is going to be the entrance to the right on the main floor. And the fossil plaque is this. Down the stairs behind Blathers. Okay? So each plaque has their own symbol of where things are. So if you want to turn your house into like a museum in a way, in an identical way, you can put these plaques to put some sort of exhibits to commemorate the museum day if you wanted. Lost item? Much. Alright. I should probably remember. Okay. Alright, fine. Alright, so another thing on top of what I'm going to be doing today is actually the lost item. So pay attention. A bag with a simple design. I can tell it was painstakingly made by hand. Okay. So, to me, that sounds like a normal villager, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong on this notion. But we're going to find out. We are going to find out. Alright, so we have Ione sitting here, and she is my squirrel. And this is her home. Come here. Welcome, Dash. Glad you stopped by, Froyo. You dropped this. Ooh, can you show me? Did you drop this? Oh, this is my bag. I thought I'd never get this back again. How did I predict it was a normal villager? Look at that. Me and my predictions, man. I tell you what. Sometimes you gotta read the description. Sometimes if you get a one that says someone dropped this, that will tell you that it's someone new you don't know very well of. Like, very recently, I got Dom and Renee. So there was one day where I found like a random book out in the open, and I picked it up and I investigated it, and it said someone dropped this, and I basically predicted that it was going to be Renee's because Renee was brand new to the island, and Renee is a horse, by the way. And when I found out is that when I predicted it was going to be Renee's, I talked to someone and had them show it to me, tell me who it belongs to, and they pointed out it was Renee's. And I knew right off the get that it was Renee's, because when you don't know your villagers very well or haven't talked to them very well or very much, then you will get something like that in return for that particular item. So when you're doing lost items, pay attention to what it says, because it's something that you might have to keep in mind. Like that particular item. To me, it was a normal villager type description. Now, if it's something about like stickers or something, then, or shiny stickers, or like, hello, Flick, or like, you know, something about pop stars, or like tiny letters, things of that nature, tend to be, sometimes will be, will tend to be peppy villagers. Sometimes it will be that. So it's kind of, you gotta really pay attention to the lost item description, because sometimes the description itself will sound bland, but then when you actually really read it, then you're like, oh, it makes sense. Like the description I read, it's that it was handmade. So to me, when you hear the words handmade, meaning normal villagers tend to be, ones that do a lot of crochet. So you gotta kind of look at that and go, oh, that makes sense. So to me it does, because normal villagers tend to do stuff like that with knitting and such like that. So it does kind of throw you into a loop if you're not sure. But always read the description. Always, 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 always. Okay? Well, that is going to be it for me for today. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. That is going to be the Super Smash Ultimate coming up next. I am going to be doing that later on today. So until then, I'm your host, SurvivalMan1, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.